to the honorable judges, accurate timekeepers, teachers and fellow friends. Today, I'm standing right here at this very spot to deliver a speech briefly about the life of a legendary man, a golden icon, a brilliant entertainer who thrilled the world for decades. Wondering who? Well, it's none other than the king of pop, Michael Jackson. He brought joy to millions of fans all over the world, filling their lives with color. But his life was dogged by fear and pain. Michael Jackson. Initially, it seemed as if the Jackson family has made it. The talented sons of musician Joseph Jackson aligned their singing and dancing skills to the slick professionalism of Motown. And in 1969, the Jackson 5 began a record-setting run of 4 consecutive Billboard chart toppers. Even though all the brothers, Jackie, Jermaine, Tito and Marlon Jackson were accomplished performers, Michael Jackson stood out and handled lead vocals on most of their hits. By the early 1970s, they were the superstars who managed to transcend racial barriers. Well, who would not if they were driven by an ambitious father like Joseph Jackson, who would beat up his children if they failed to get their dance routines right. The Jackson boys lived in fear, forced to be professional performers at an age when children could simply enjoy being children. The result of fame and fortune was that Michael Jackson never really had a normal life, and a lot of his later problems could be traced back to this time. Despite these problems, he continued to grow as an artist. His popularity led to solo singers like Ben and Rockin' Robbie. And as the Jackson 5 outgrew Motown, they renamed themselves the Jacksons and moved to funkier materials like Baby on the Boogie and Dancing Machine. It all happened in the earliest of the Jacksons, but a few years later, Michael Jackson took his first step as a performer into adulthood as he teamed up in 1979 with Quincy Jones for the Off the Wall album, which resulted in more hits like Rock With You and the 70s favorite, Don't Stop Till You Get Enough. With a string of American music, Billboard and Grammy Awards in his pocket, he knew that then he was ready to conquer the world, which is precisely what he did. His music, videos and stage shows set the benchmark for innovative choreography. With amazing dance moves, a great voice and fine, naturally chiseled features made him the face of the 1980s. Musically, he mixed it up, moving effortlessly from the funk of Billie Jean to the mean rock of Beat It and to the sweetest, most delicate drop of pop soul, Human Nature. There were also collaborations with everyone from Paul McCartney to Eddie Van Halen, and he capped it with a brilliant performance of Billie Jean at the Motown 25th anniversary show on March 25, 1983, during which he premiered a new kind of dance move known as the moonwalk. At that point, Michael Jackson had become the biggest star on the planet. His influence was unimaginable and unquantifiable. Thousands of kids all around the world imitated his dancing and everyone respected him. As the most famous man on the world, he became the biggest superstar that anyone has ever seen. His music, videos and stage shows set the benchmark for innovative choreography and spectacular entertainment. Even most of his songs were not only related about humanity, but also about the world. Songs like Heal the World and the Earth Song touched everyone's heart who listened to it. Other songs like Black or White and Man in the Mirror made everyone realize that each and every one of them are just the same because it broke the racial barrier among people all over the world. Michael Jackson didn't just stop with that. He donated large amounts of money to racial funds around the globe and tried his best to continue to the world. Michael Jackson just simply moonwalked and crotch clutched his way into everyone's life. However, later on came the cracks. As the most famous man in the world, he was naturally fodder for gossip mills. But instead of romance and potential mates, he became front-page news for other reasons. If you believed everything you read, he slept in an oxygen tank with a chimp called Bubbles and the corpse of Joseph Merrick, or better known as the Elephant Man. To make things worse, he genuinely developed a craze for plastic surgery. But despite his explanations, which include an accidental fire and an emerging skin disease, many were shocked to notice that Micheal's skin color became appreciably lighter over the years. Unfortunately, little went right for Micheal in the new millennium. His album, Invincible, was far more inspired than anything he had previously released. Although there were some strong songs in the album, it was almost as if he had lost faith in himself. Not enough with that, his life then spiraled out of control. Some did also portray him as a freak and a potential pedophile. This was soon followed by another round of child abuse allegations, but he was acquitted of all of that. Michael Jackson had a really bad time at that year. Not enough with that, the thing kept continued. He next was then accused for child abuse allegation over and over again. Controversy over his suitability as a father and after effects of financial mismanagement all took their toll on him. Micheal was also forced to sell his dream home, the Neverland Ranch, and in effort to recoup some of the millions that he has squandered, he was forced to take a comeback tour again. However, on June 25, 2009, the King of Pop passed away, leaving everyone behind. That the eternally young superstar died, a disfigured, sick middle-aged man is truly a tragedy. After his death, everyone realized what a loss the world has experienced. His death was unacceptable by many around the world. Yet, the appreciation for the late King of Pop has definitely increased after his death, and there's no doubt that he will still remain as the legendary Michael Jackson. Nevertheless, for those who really believed in him, which includes me as one of them, know that deep inside, his heart was just as pure as silk, and the love that he had for everyone was never a lie. In fact, he is the reason why I'm able to stand here today, right in front of every one of you. My last words for him before I end my speech for today: Michael, thank you for the music. You'll move on in our hearts forever. That's all from me.